ボーナスだよ。スキップチケットもあげるね。明日はこれがもらえるから頑張ろうね。
Oh my god, 3.5 year anniversary! Yay! Oh, not just that. We got this too! Anyway, we got anniversary music. We got that. We got, yes, I know, there's that too. I am not doing that today, though. I won't be doing that story today. That's for another time. Anyway. Probably this has to be the worst. This has to be the worst few weeks for Dragalia Lost players. Like, I'll explain what the hell's going on. It doesn't bode good news for anyone. So, while I'm doing my dailies, let's go over the news. So, last time I streamed this game was back on the 18th, and we were doing some Kaleidoscape stuff. And I will be doing Kaleidoscape stuff today, I'm pretty sure. So, anyway. 3.5 anniversary! We got the countdown bonus that's been live since, the 18th, and from the 18th to the 27th, and it was all summon vouchers. Yay. As for raids came and went, I will discuss this thing in a moment. Primal Brunhilde's Trial is now available. You got multiple trials, we will get to that. Daily free tenfolds. In light of two very special banners. From the 27th to the 6th of April, everyone gets a free tenfold every single day for 2 particular banners. At least I'm pretty sure it's 2 particular banners, yes. Certain new 5-star dragons can be unbound. Konohana Sakuya, Siren, Vayu, Takemiga Zuchi, and Shinobi. Which is useful because of something else coming up. Gala Dragalia! So, we have a Gala Dragalia going on right now, which is actually expiring tomorrow. So, what's in this Gala Dragalia? Haha! It was about time Nendrick showed up! Seriously. Damn. Nendrick, where the hell have you been? So, Rising Rebellion deals damage to surrounding enemies, inflicts Shadow Blight, raises Dragon Gauge if the attack connects. If he has a Soul Charge, this skill will instead deal damage to surrounding enemies, inflict Shadow Blight, and dispel 1 buff. Yay, so what's the Soul Charge? We'll get to that. Blazing Animus. The skill gauge for this skill cannot be filled until the user has shapeshifted at least once. Oh. So, grants the user Soul Charge level 3. Ooh. And if you already have Soul Charge, this skill instead will deal damage to enemies directly ahead and foes near them, and grant the entire team a critical damage amp. So he's a Shadow Sword, so he gets some Dragon Haste. He also gets some Dragon Damage, pure Dragon Damage, as long as you're a Shadow. He also gets Oblivion Pack Bearer too. Also, wait, I'll get to that later. So Oblivion Pack Bearer. So, like Galazethia, she has this particular limit too, except, when you... It's kind of like you equip Bahamut, except, well, you'll see this. Fills 50% of the Dragon Gate, well, basically because he will shapeshift into Bahamut no matter what. So, because he will shapeshift to Bahamut no matter what, he gets this particular thing where you automatically fill 50% of the Dragon Gauge at the start of quests, and extends shapeshift time by 100%, but It doubles the amount of dragon energy required to shapeshift. And of course, while he transforms into Bahamut, this ability grants him a dragon strike that deals damage to multiple targets and enemies near those targets. It also gives him Oblivion Overload level 1, where when his shapeshift is undone once per quest. So, Oblivion Overload has 3 progressively more powerful levels and levels up automatically after set intervals. But look at this. Increases strength by 10%, but the user takes damage. Increases strength and critical rate by 15%, but the user takes more damage over time. So increases strength, critical rate, attack, skill damage by 20%, but the user takes even more damage. Oh dear. So higher risk, higher reward kind of thing. Maximum amount of Dragon Gauge that abilities can fill at the start of quest will be limited to 50% for the entire team, so yeah, do be aware of that. Blessing of Creation, he's susceptible to Blind and Para. Enduring Ideals too. If somehow the Nandric HP falls to 0, if he has the Oblivion Overload effect, it grants all team members other than Nandric Oblivion Overload 1. So, what you're saying is, if he dies, everyone gets Oblivion Overload, which you get increase of 10% strength, but we also sap our health. Not gonna lie, this not exactly a character you'd like to play for a long time, unless you want to fucking die. By the way, regarding the Nandric Soul Charge, while Soul Charge has a positive effects on Nandric status abilities, it also has a negative effect. Please check the Soul Charge part of the special effects section and help for details on these effects. What? I'm going to guess that it's probably on the wiki. Let's see. Nandric. So, let's see. What does it say here? Okay. Oh my god, the user takes 2% maximum HP damage. Maximum HP of damage every 2.9 seconds. Oh my god. And it goes all the way to 6%. Oh Jesus. Okay, so using Blazing Animus grants the Soul Charge 3. What does Soul Charge do though? What does it do? What does it do? When Nandric is granted this effect, his HP is completely restored, and his HP remains full for the duration of the effect. What? Whoa! Wait a minute! What the fuck? This makes you God mode? What the no fucking way! Wait a minute, there has to be a catch though. Soul Charge grants the users immunity damage dealt over time by skills, buffs, debuffs, and afflictions. Nullifies damage dealt by enemy attacks. Oh. However, when the Soul Charge nullifies damage from an enemy attack that would deal damage greater than or equal to 20% of the user's maximum HP, Soul Charge level is decreased by 1. Oh, I see. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Damage from some attacks cannot be nullified by Soul Charge. Okay, so... So, still keep on dodging shit. Okay. If Soul Charge levels decrease when it's already at level 1, its effect is removed and the user's HP is reduced to 0. Oh my god! What the fuck? If the Soul Charge is decreased when it's already at level 1, the effect is removed and you die. Oh. That's not good. Holy shit, that's not good. Soul Charge will automatically level up by 1 for every 15 seconds that pass from the last time level was decreased up to level 3. Okay. So, from what it sounds like, you can't... Wait, SP cost 1? So you actually have a choice if you want to use Blazing Animus. You actually have a choice. Okay, that's interesting. So you're granted this. You have a choice, and once you activate this, then you could just go willy-nilly and hope you don't get fucking hit. Oh my god. That's why this is a thing. That's why this is a thing. If you get hit, I'm going to guess like, you know, wow, that's kind of nuts, man. That's seriously nuts. You can only get hit by super powerful stuff a few times. Damage from some attacks cannot be nullified by soul charge, though. It's like it's clashing a little bit, but wow, that's fucking weird. Anyway, the other one is Primal Brunhilde. Oh boy. So the Flame Worm is now at her primal. She now has her primal form. Oh boy. Also, I probably should do this a little bit. Bulk's Wrath. Which one should I do actually? Yeah. I do need Ion Autopause Wrath stuff or something else. I think. Alan Mandrick says high risk, high reward. Just don't die with him in co-op or everyone will hate you. I mean, yeah, of course everyone will hate you, because if you die, you give everyone a buff that no one wants. Also, hello there, Super Professor. How you doing? Yeah, I'll just do Ion Autoha, whatever. I don't. No! Wait, no. I need, crap. I don't know who the. Oh, I need Volk, actually. I believe I need Volk. But which one should I do? Oh, no, actually, I need Expert. I need to do Expert. So, Primal Brunhilde, Awakened Blaze. Deals damage to enemies in the line, inflicts Burn and Scorch Rend. Ooh. Because she's a primal dragon, she gets a really massive boost in strength. And what the fuck is this? So, somehow she's sorta like Bahamut. Fills 50% of the dragon gauge at the start of the quest and extends shapeshift time by 100%, but doubles the amount of dragon energy required to shapeshift. That makes sense. Primal. Grants the users a dragon strike while shapeshifted as Primal Brunhilde. This dragon strike creates a zone that lasts for 7.5 seconds and deals damage to enemies inside it. So dot zone. Right. When the user is in this zone, the depletion of their dragon gauge over time will be reduced by 75%. What the fuck? And their HP will be restored by 0.9 seconds. That's kind of weird. It's kind of like that, but alright. In addition, when one of the user's skills ends or is interrupted, the user will be granted the Heart of Flame effect, in which it has 2 progressively more powerful levels. So, then this is just, you know, whatever. This is just any time, you know, whether you're a shapeshifter or not, I believe. 10 seconds, increase skill damage. For 5 seconds, increase skill damage by 30 and increase the chances of inflicting burn or scorch rend by 30%. So basically, use a skill, get one of these things to happen, and then you use another skill to kick it right in. And of course, the maximum amount of dragon gauge can be by 50%. There you go. So, I believe there's still more news that I need to cover. Let me see. Okay, I still have quite a bit more to cover. So, let's just,
Megami!
Okay, how the fuck did I do this before? I don't remember. You know what? I'm not gonna even bother with this. Let's just skip. Let's just fucking skip. Thank God for skipping. Thank God for that. And don't forget to accept everything. Alright, so what else we got here? Oh yeah. Yes, we do have a daily tenfold, and there's this Dragalia is going on right now, but it's expiring like tomorrow, or rather tonight. So now here's the thing. I'm not gonna go hard on this banner because there's actually another Dragalia banner after this. Yeah. And I want to go hard on that banner. So that said, what do I get out of this banner? Let's find out. Now, I have gotten a few rainbows, but they're all rainbows I already got. And this one just sucks. Sad. So yeah, I'm not gonna go hard on this banner. I won't. But there is the other banner that's coming up soon. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me see. What else is going on here? What else can I do? Oh yeah, Trials of the Mighty. Might as well do. Oh, there's Nidhogg. Wait, what's Nidhogg again? Oh, crap! I don't need you. I do need Super, I believe. Oh yeah. I do need you. Okay.
Mascara. 起動します。
Now I don't know if I needed. Let's see. I don't know if I needed the different dragon. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter which dragon, and it doesn't matter which helper, but I can't use anything, right?
マスキュラ。起動します。
All right. So what else we got going on here? Let's see. I did that. I did. Okay, new event information. Let me see if this is any current that I could care about. Okay. So 3.5 anniversary stuff, which means triple drops for Avenue of Power, Avenue of Fortune, all the way to April 15th. We also got triple drops on all main event quests. However, there is no half stamina. Yeah, there's no half stamina right now. However, the triple drop stuff should make up for that, especially since the triple drops include being able to get triple the amount of Dragon Essence. So, you want to catch up on Dragon Essence, you better start doing it all the way to the 15th. And also, if you're low on any, any Agado stuff, there is also that certain quest also that you should be doing on very hard. So there's a water attuned adventure upgrade event going on. Oh wait, that's so after the triple drop stuff and triple rupee stuff and all that other love. Oh yeah, so here, wow, I skipped this one. From the 27th to April 15th, there is let's see, triple drops for all Elemental Ruins, Dragon Trials, and Imperial Onslaught. After the 15th, they will have double drops for all water stuff from the 15th to the 20th. Double drop half stam for chapters 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 14. Advanced Dragon Trials double drops events going on from the 18th all the way to the all the way to the 30th. Yes, and you can see all the times here. It all differs depending on solo or co-op, so do pay attention to that. And then from the 20th to the 27th, special light tuned adventure upgrades will be doubled, as well as chapters 4, 5, 9, 10 will be double drop and half stam all the way to the 27th. And of course, we have the Primal Brunhilde's trial going on. I will get to that soon. Yes, this is Flip. Hello there, Anders. How are you doing? There's 3.5 anniversary packs that are available in case you still want to give money to the devs, which, you know, poor devs, I really would give them money. And you can see all of it you can see in the shop. All of it you can see in the shop. Dragalia is live. There's also, yeah, here's the presenting the 3.5 year anniversary events. there's no Dragalia Digest, unfortunately. So this is the summary that we get to have. I will talk about this in a little bit. Anniversary packs. There's a Dragalia Scratchathon thing coming from, you know, that's going on every day from the 27th to the 6th. And of course, since no one's going to get the free 5-star adventurer until the 6th, well, you know, yeah. Anyway, there's a 3.5 anniversary bonus going on right now. In which, you know, first day, lots of Wormite, then some ashes, some rainbow orbs, crap tons of money, 1 Omnisite, 100,000 Eldwater, quite a lot, 1 Damascus Ingot, damn, 3 Champion Testaments, 1 Sunlight Stone, and 2,000 Wormite. That is a lot of Wormite. I don't know, man. I think this might be a flop. This might be flop. I don't know either. And of course, anniversary events, yada yada yada. Trials of the Mighty schedule for late March and April, so you can see what's going on here. From the 30th to April 6th, we've got, you know, Kamui, we've got Nidhogg, we've got Suitor, both the Flame and Light. And then from the 6th to the 13th, we've got the Water Legion, we've got Harl, we've got Chthonus, and let's see, and Mars, and Ashura's Trial Light. Okay. From the 13th to the 20th, Shadow Legion, Poseidon, Zephyr, Ashura, Flame Okay, no. Yeah, okay, so Flame Legion, from the 20th to the 27th, you know, Flame Legion, Iblis, and there you go. Okay, oh, what else we got here? I'll be honest, I wasn't paying much attention to this event. Oops. I probably should have, honestly. Oopsie daisies. Advent of the Origin. This raid it's a new raid event that's going on right now. However, I am not going to cover it today. That's going to be on Friday. Because there's a lot that I need to cover today. And I won't have time for it. It'll make Friday's stream too long if I shoved it all in that day, so I'd rather not, like, do that. Also, yes, so yeah, oh, there's some new stuff going on here. Alright, well, and let's see, what else is going on? There's a version, wait, this is new to me. Version update, what the hell? Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. And now, here's the Dragalia that I did not read up on. So we have Bondforged Zethia, Bondforged Prince. Whoa. Okay. Zethia having awakened to the power of bonds. Oh my god, it's the power of friendship. Using the powers of Auspex and Bahamut. Oh. She fights with our friends to save the world. Okay, so I'm guessing this is what we're going to see towards August, right? So, Blazing Found deals damage to the target and nearby enemies and inflicts flash burn. However, if she has the power of bonds, this skill will instead deal damage nearby to everything and dispel 1 buff, and the user will be immune to knockback. Okay. And the Ring of Perfection will give everyone power of bonds. If an adventurer has power of bonds, when that adventurer would take damage greater than or equal to the remaining HP. Okay, so if they were to take fatal HP, fatal damage, then the damage is nullified, the effect is consumed, and the damage is instead dealt to the rest of the user's team. Wait, that doesn't sound good. This damage equals 20% of the. This damage equals 20% of each teammate's maximum HP. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Hello there, Rufu. How you doing? Of course, if the user had power bonds, the skill will instead restore HP to everyone and remove power bonds from the entire team. Ooh. Okay, that's cool. So, because this is okay, so it's light wand. So she gets skill damage and she gets shadow res. Now, Bond Forge aspects 2. Ooh, I didn't hear about this either. She becomes a tank, so she distributes damage to the team as opposed to one person taking everything. Sounds cool in principle. Alright, so when user's HP drops to 30%, restores the user's HP, and the user has power bonds, also restores HP to the rest of the team.
Alliance formed.
Oh, thank you, Alistair Orb. Wait, Alistair Orb? Wait. Alistair Orb, are you from where I think you're from? If so, hello there. How did you find me? Hi! Of course. Of course. You know, I am very... You know, Dragalia may be dying, but at least I have Kaison's streams to look forward to on Twitch. Yeah. Hello there, how you doing? So yeah, Bonchfor's odd specs 2. So it looks like it happens every time. Her HP drops to 30%. It restores some HP. Also, using Ring of Affection will grant the entire team critical damage amp with a maximum team amp level of 3. Okay, and of course there's a cooldown for that. Okay, activating these effects will not activate again for 45 seconds. Wow! Wow! That's amazing. Unbreakable Bonds. She is immune to poison and curse, and Bondforge Might, in which she gets a passive skill damage boost by 20%, and increases attack skill damage by a further 40% when the user has power bond. So, basically you issue S2, and immediately you get a fucking 60% skill damage boost. Amazing. So, she is not just a tank, but a freaking nuke! Holy crap! That's kinda amazing. Alright, so, and we have a Bondforge Prince. Oh boy. The 7th Sphinx Scion, having found new strength with the power of his bonds. So long as he had the bonds of friendship he's cultivated with his... Oh, wow, I totally fucked that up. He can fight off old despair and pave the way to new possibilities filled with hope. Oh boy. And look at that! He finally has the same element as his first dragon. I see the Primal Midgar there. Wow. How long did it take? 3 fucking years? He's been fire-tuned this entire time, and finally he's now wind-attuned. What the hell? So, Blazing Tempest. Okay, so he actually does, you know, do mini transforms into Midgar. Primal Midgar. Deals damage to target enemies. And of course the attack does partially fill the dragon gauge. The user then returns to their original form, deals further damage to enemies in the line, and inflicts Storm Lash. Ooh. So, almost like a slightly better than human Midgar. Almost. Almost.
あなたに救われました。
Huh, wait, did I use up all my shit? Okay. Let me see here. If this skill is used while the user is already shapeshifted, a variant called United Tempest will be used instead, in which it deals damage, lowers their wind resistance, so it is kind of like if you use Primal Midgar, except better. And deals damage to enemies directly ahead and inflicts stun! Oh wow. It is possible to charge this skill gauge by attacking and then using it up, and use it up to twice during one shape. So that's the difference. I see. Vortex Circlet. So he also transforms again, deals damage to surrounding enemies, inflicts stun then it returns to the original form, and then deals further damage to surrounding enemies. The second attack significantly reduces the mode gauge. Oh. Certain abilities that activate while shapeshifting will affect the Primal Midgard's attack. So, in other words, yeah, this also... So, in other words, any dragon damage effect will affect these two skills even further. Wow. Shapeshift boost 8. So adds 10% to the modifier applied to damage when in dragon form and extends your shapeshift by 20%. And of course, there's also the Dragon Haste 2. Windworm's Dragon Light 2. Let's see. Grants the users a unique Force Strike that deals damage. Performing this Force Strike during a standard attack, then immediately following with another standard attack combo, resulting in the user's standard attack combo from an almost attack, so uninterrupted combo. No, don't worry, I already got all my words. I'm fine, thank you. Is this unique Force Strike is performed while in mid-air? For some reason, you could do this in mid-air. During the fourth attack and user's standard attack combo, a powered-up variant that deals more damage will be used instead. Ooh. Of course, when you shapeshift, you will be stuck with Primal Midgard no matter what. Primal Midgard's dragon skill level will match the level of the adventurer's initial skills displayed at the top of their skill list. Just shapeshifting will grant the entire team a critical damage amp with the maximum team amp level of 3. And when in dragon form, any attacks will grant the ability to dispel one enemy buff. This effect does not apply to the damage dealt as you use shapeshift. Yeah, that makes sense. He's also immune to Freeze and Bog and Tempest Charge too, in which builds 50% of the dragon gauge when the user's HP drops below 40 and reduces the dragon gauge depletion over time by 20%. Also, apparently he has other stuff too. Oh boy. Heavily features Primal Midgard in his other Pactrums. I mean, yeah, that's true. So, that's about the news. Again, I'm not covering this today. There's too much to go through today. That's why I'm regulating this to Friday. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about Kirby. Kirby's still happening. Just probably not this week. I don't have any time this week. So, while I'm doing Kaleidoscape here. Also, no, I am not doing some shenanigans on the current Dragalia Lost Dragalia banner. Instead, you know, I'm going to go hard on the next banner, which is, you know, yeah, this banner. This is from the 31st to the 6th. So, do expect a video on that sometime soon, I guess. Because the 6th is right before Wednesday's stream, so that kind of sucks. Okay, so let me see. First of all, let me do my expeditions. And no, I have not forgotten the fact that, you know, we've got, that this is getting upgraded. However pointless that is now.
私の出番です。
よっしゃやってやるぜ狩りの獲物はなんだ
Keep it there. Okay.
千変万化の迷宮か。次
Um
はどんな場所だろう。
Who should I do an expedition on next, actually? I did Leonidas. Who else? Trying to think who else should I do this. Who else? I mean, there is a Rizarda, of course. I mean, what does her stuff do again? Let's see. Yeah, Lock Sigil. We're not gonna worry about that. After. Okay. Right for steel. Yeah, it's block sigil. Let's see. An ace. Okay. When lock sigil, let's see. During lock sigil, and charge with the final attack up to 3 stages will damage the maximum potential. Stage 3, stage 3 attack. Oh, that's not exactly. Grant this other than the user, yada yada yada. Okay, maybe this one's kind of lame. Peepiloo. Yes, Peepiloo indeed. You know what? Okay, I guess the question I should be asking: who's meta in Prima Brunhilde right now? Okay. Let's see. Humans are required. Oh my god, human arc. What the fuck? So Gala Ellison. Maybe I should try Gala Ellison because her stuff seems to be kind of important for Primal Brunhilde. So I might as well. Not the wisest idea. Also, by the way, before I forget, we gotta shut off the music because, you know, unfortunately, copyright songs happening. But I do have a song going on right now. Okay. Alright, enter the Kaleidoscape. We're going to use Gala. And of course, there's a summary of what she does. You know, she gets Divine Oath. Every time she does a 4 strike, she uses skill or she executes a 10-hit combo. You know, the 10-hit combo may not really happen as much, but the skill and 4 strike stuff always happens. And of course, defense will be increased and she'll be immune to the knockback, and she got some prime strength stuff too, so that's always lovely. And she already has immunity to burn and stun, and yeah, okay. And of course, her first skill always does, you know, increase strength, grants them the Holy Accord, in which it boosts more. In which it boosts strength, it gives it HP regen, which is very nice. And her Celestial Accent is the one that actually, slightly. So, yeah. As for this, as for the shared skills, alrighty. So, I think it's about time we talked about the big elephant in Actually, you could go on by yourself. Wait. Hold on. What skills do I have on my hold it. What skill? Wait a minute. What skill is on my Fafnir right now? You know what? I'll find out. I'll find out soon enough. Okay. No, you're going to attack everything because I said so. You're attacking everything because I said so, okay? Okay. So, the main campaign of the story is going to reach its conclusion on July with part 2 of chapter 26. After that, we don't have an exact date, but service for the game after that will come to a close. Further details of the EOS schedule will be provided in a future notification. Whoa! No! You're not killing stuff yet. No! You gotta keep killing stuff. I know you're in a rush, but I want that EXP. So the final set of new adventures will be added in a summon showcase scheduled for 3/31, aka the next Dragalia is going to be the very last. It's going to be the banner with the very. It's going to be the banner that'll have the last added units ever, and we will not get any more new units. Very unfortunate, I think. So the game will not receive any new content updates aside from those main campaign and certain quests. Please note that the summon showcases for existing Adventures and Dragons as well as event revivals will continue to be made until the service is ended. So this news was released to us on the 22nd, aka why are you skipping? Don't do that. Get back. Damn it, get back over there. First of all, you kill this thing. There you go. So let's talk. You know, I have a lot to say about this. First of all, when it comes in regards to gacha games in general, there's always, when it comes to, you know, gacha games or any online games that, you know, you spend money and stuff, yeah, you know, your morning last week, Twitch said DL for the Digest announcement, you know, the thing to celebrate the future of the game, proceeds to get the exact opposite. You know, the most fucked up thing, this is, it was basic, it's not the similar, it wasn't as impactful, but it had the same feeling when Coco Kiryu announced her graduation from Hololive. Again, not this Dragalia announcement, not as impactful, but still hits kinda. It kinda stinks. It really does stink. And also, what the crap? I did not equip stuff. I should do that. Let me do this. And this. And this. Okay. You know the feeling? Yeah. I bet you would know the feeling. Definitely. Because I've covered this game for basically since day one. So I've been covering this game. I've been streaming this game for 3.5 years. And, you know, I would say that's 1/3 of my time streaming in general. Like, I've streamed for a long time, like, I think more than a decade. So Dragalia was a really good portion of that. Almost 1/3 of that career. So, you know, it sucks. But then again, you know, I guess you could define the way I've streamed, like, in eras. Like, I've had the Maple Story era, and then I had the finally getting to streaming seriously and becoming an affiliate era, and then finally the Dragalia era, I suppose. Also, what do I have here again? So burn stun. So no. I'll go with you instead. Yay. Do I need any skills here? No. I'm good. So this gets kind of hard. Now, when it comes to online games, especially if they're, you know, especially on mobile, especially if they got a gacha element and all that stuff, you always have on the back of your mind, that all that money that you're going to spend on such a game, you're not gonna get, you're not really getting a return out of it, and you're going to lose that all of that money eventually when the game ends. Like, and I'm not talking about like end, or talking about EOS kind of end. So, oh wait, you're getting that treasure? Okay, never mind. Yeah, you go get that. You go get that enemy, then you get the treasure. Right. You didn't expect to match Lost longer than 3 years through all the budget cutting measures they've had. Yes. I'll talk about that too. So I think that's one thing to keep in mind. You know, it's the nature of online gaming. It's the nature of gacha games in particular, that you don't get to see a return other than your happiness and enjoyment. And you're going to, and it doesn't last. Not unless there's a way for, you know, private server to happen, or maybe the franchise gets rebooted into something else. There's no guarantee of that. But for now, right now, what, you know, this is the end, my friends. So, anything here? No, I'm fine. So that's one thing to keep. I've always steeled myself towards that. So, anyway, that's the first thing. The second thing, I've already mentioned on Twitter. You know, for 3.5 years, I've streamed this game. I've got to be part of a really, really nice community. Well, you know, for the most part, nice. You know, we've had, you know, McCaff, we've had, crap, I can't remember people right now because my memory is bad. Oh, she's, who else? Who else am I forgetting? Because I'm very bad with names. Okay, name a Dragalia Lost streamer other than me, McCaff, and Cheese. Excuse me. Name one right now. Go, chat. Come on. But yeah, there is a really venerable amount of streamers for this game. Now, of course, it doesn't. It pales in comparison to many other games, which that's a different point that I'll get to. And I am but in any case, I am very thankful that I got to really Lightbringer. Yes, Lightbringer. He's one of them. I am very grateful that I got to be a part of the community, even in. I mean, obviously, I'm not that good of a player, but you know, I brought a bit of myself into the community. I'm the person that cares about the story. I don't just skip. I mean, I do skip it, but I do save it for myself for later to react to all of you. So, I mean, yeah. So I'm very grateful that I have met quite a number of people. You know, I'm still in their servers. You know, I don't talk in their Discord servers, but I'm there. And I'm sure, you know, there's still a lot of gacha games out there worth playing, worth looking into, that we'll probably cross paths again one day. I'm pretty sure. And of course, the other point that I made on Twitter, Dragalia! Just because Dragalia is ending doesn't mean that I'm ending. No. I mean, as I mentioned before, I've streamed for probably more than a freaking decade. On and off. Yes, at least some of those years were on and off. But for the most part, I've been here since freaking Justin TV. That is no fucking joke. So definitely, even if Dragalia, whether Dragalia ends or not, doesn't mean that I still have plenty of games to stream, and I definitely want to stream more and more for you guys. I've got Master Duel. I got Master Duel to stream. I've got what else? I got Kirby I need to stream. And I got a lot of my freaking Steam library I still need to stream. And not to mention my Switch library as well. Still need to get through the Fire Emblem DLC. So, yeah. Probably should get to that. Also, I should probably lower this a little bit. Okay, this one's a little bit better. Okay. Did I get anything new in terms of inventory? Actually, I do. See here. This. Okay. Pretty good. So, do look forward to me streaming more. Without a doubt. By the way, like the announcement said, the game is gonna keep on going until at least July, and then we'll have an EOS schedule like set up between then and there. So as long as the game isn't out, as long as the game isn't EOS yet, I'm going to keep on streaming this game. So do look forward to more Dragalia streams, especially since there apparently is a lot of story left. By the way, speaking of story, I know there's a lot of character stuff that people want me to react to. I will do that in videos, for sure, when I got time. Hopefully I got time to. Okay. So now that I've said my piece on that regard, also. Aren't I missing something here? No? Okay, never mind. I thought I was. How the hell did we get to this point? Honestly, I wouldn't say that the game was doomed from the very beginning, although there was some nasty red flags. From the very beginning of the game. So let's go all the way back, and see where we went wrong and what went right and what can we really take away from all this. Also, God, how many enemies did you skip? Don't do that. I want you to kill all the enemies, man. Okay. Goody. There you go. I think I need to guide you a little bit. So, first off, I don't remember the game. I remember that, few months into the game's start, I remember Nintendo had to sue a particular mobile game because the mechanics were similar, and it actually got to the point where they actually shut that game down. So obviously, when the Japanese people picked up on that, it already knocked down a few reputation. it knocked that particular bit actually knocked a few reputation points down off this game for Japanese people. If you for anyone else, you probably wasn't privy enough to it, or you really didn't care. So that didn't change. It wouldn't have changed. It wouldn't have changed for you that much. There was also the bit. Yeah, there was also the bit of you know, we didn't have Okada before. We had another producer. He wasn't around that long. I think he was only around for like until the first anniversary. And the reason for that, I should probably preface this with when it comes to there's Japanese business etiquette where you don't diss your predecessors. As terrible as they might be, you don't want to look down on them because there's the seniority kind of bit you're supposed to respect. And the producer was alleged to have said of he compared the gacha mechanics of this game to Fate Stay and said that their shit sucked and we were better. That did not go well with the Japanese audience that well, to the point where that pretty much killed any momentum. That killed any momentum this game might have had with the Japanese audience. Obviously, there's still a very loyal fan base. Don't get me wrong, but this game could have grown a lot more if it wasn't for that comment. That was a game ender for that producer, and it really it hindered growth overall. So it was unfortunate. What can you do? But yeah. Also, let me change that. I don't need anything else here in terms of skills. Yeah. So already we're going into the first anniversary, and things are, If you didn't really care much about the Japanese audience, that's fine. It wouldn't have mattered because, oh my god, look at all these war might that we're getting. It's so generous. This is so much like side games. But there's a bit of a problem with that. And it really and then now we're going to go into the major reasons. Like, who do we really blame for the EOS? I thought about it, and in my honest opinion, there's three sides to blame. There's three sides to blame for all of this. One, Nintendo. Nintendo actually holds, like, I'd say, the majority of blame. Because, this was their first original IP on mobile. They did not do this game justice in terms of advertising and support. To make things, you barely heard about this game aside from its release. And aside from the Nintendo mobile channel, which shares its announcements with Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem. They did not do this game enough justice, and it's just terrible, really. It almost feels as bad as their advertising for how they advertised the Wii U, aka they barely did any. So it really came down to Cygames, as well as us, the fucking player base, for spreading the word that oh my god, this is a Cygames game. That means they must be good, right? Right? Yeah, they just didn't, and it is a fucking shame. But that is not the only reason that Nintendo is to blame here. It's been alleged, probably confirmed. I'm not sure if it was confirmed or not. I only know it's alleged that Nintendo forced Cygames to limit this game's monetization potential. I know what you're saying here. Now I know what you're thinking. They were generous this entire time. Well, they Cygames had to be. They had to be, to keep players, to retain players, because Nintendo was limiting them from monetizing the game to its fullest. It was alleged that Nintendo said to Cygames in regards to this game, or possibly other games, we don't want you making this much amount of money. You're only you can only do this much every month or whatever. On one hand, this is Nintendo being safe from, oh my god, this is Nintendo trying to be safe from other alleged loot box scandals. And you know how much people hate loot boxes. Hate how, and you know how much evil sees out loot boxes in general. It's just Nintendo didn't want any part of it, which is understandable. But they did too much. They nerfed the game too much. And Cygames had to try and be generous. I mean, Cygames had their own issues. Obviously, they did not want they tried very hard to ensure that they did not get a repeat of the Grand Blue Fantasy scandal. They tried very hard. More so restricting potential exploitative monetization overkill on the gacha. Yeah. I mean, yes, we didn't have a Spark system, but Cygames tried to generous so that you wouldn't have to go that hard with gacha. That was all before the Spark system was implemented, which, God almighty, that should have been implemented a long time ago, really. But that's another thing. Like, potentially exploitative monetization, yes. But it felt like... But there were so many venues of monetization that would have been really effective. If I could go back to, the skins, for example. The weapon skins, for example. Instead of it being shelled out for free, you could have just sold it for pennies and stuff, and that would have been fine. I wouldn't have minded that. It's an optional thing, and people wanted to do that. Sure. Also, what am I doing next? Let me see here. I got Parablind plus Burn Stun. Well, guess I could get to sleep, I suppose. So, Nintendo really nerfed the game too late. I honestly don't think they knew what they were doing then on the Nintendo side. They could have gone away with most generosity if they lowered the diamante prices a bit. For me, a low spender, I don't see the value of it outside of the anniversary. Okay. I'm not sure that's on Nintendo's side. I think that's more on the Cygames side. And that I'll get into. Or maybe it is, with the trying to limit stuff. But, But yeah, Nintendo gave very little support for this game in terms of advertising, in terms of limiting side games on what they could do with this game. I mean, there are a lot. I mean, for the most, you gotta hand it to them that they're trying a little better in terms of not being exploitive with their monetization stuff in all of their games. Horsey Girl Game says fuck you. Oh yeah, we'll get to that can of worms. So honestly, Nintendo fucked up really hard this game, more so than the side games did. In so much that I kind of blindly wish, I kind of have a small wish that Nintendo should give up the fucking IP of this game and give it full control over the side games to do whatever they want. I think that would have been far better of an option at this point for them to do, because this game is just good in terms of there's a lot of good things about this game, but it's all hampered down by what freaking Nintendo did, you know? This is okay. I am set now. Good. So yeah, fuck you, Nintendo. I mean, I love your games and all that, but your decisions. Fuck you, Nintendo. Seriously. Fuck you. No Smash Sprites either. Yes, no, none of that either. Like, some people were... honestly, I wasn't really hopeful that, there would be... that Dragalia would get any kind of attention in Smash. I highly doubted it. There was absolutely no way. Yeah, save $15. I would probably made a purchase here and there. There's one sale was loaned up to just my 3rd anniversary. Normally simply. So let's go into, you know, side games here. Side games. Okay. When it comes to certain fundamental mechanics in this game, it was flawed a little bit. Like, it was... how do I say this? Because, you know, side games, there is something from side... because there is several things from side games side that is default. A lot of it is game mechanics that seemed kind of annoying enough that it wasn't grabbing enough to retain player base. It was just borderline annoying, which actually is bad. And I remember how the grind was, you know, a long time ago. Like, you know, before 1st anniversary. Damn. And while it was fun trying, and while that kind of grind forces you to, you know, co-op with a lot of people, which is fun in a sense. But at some point, it's just you get a couple of spirits, yeah. It's not like they didn't use spirits as advertised to begin with. You can use towards fun. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's but again, that's Nintendo's side of again, that's Nintendo's fault. Now I'm gonna try and get a side game's fault. So yeah. Some of the game mechanics, when it came to the weapon material grind, it was kind of annoying for some people, to the point where they just fed up with it. There was also, I guess, the nature of how the game went. You know, it encouraged quite a number of things, very unsavory things, which goes along with the other group that is to blame here, but I'll get to that. Let me see what else. Again, on Cygame's end. On Cygame's end. When they did add monetization, to stuff, it was super fucking expensive. I think more expensive than other gacha games. Was it to compensate for the fact that there wasn't much to monetize in the first place? Probably. But when your prices are freaking high for premiums, for the premium currency in general, it sucked. It sucked. And from the beginning of the game, because and the other things, like when it came to the monetization in general, all there really was just getting characters. Maybe you spent a little bit on materials and stuff, but that's it. Is it on part on Nintendo? But it's more along the lines that Cygames, Cygames could have done a little bit better of a job with making that premium currency not only priceless, but worth more. Like, for goodness sakes. Even then, there wasn't much you could do once you got the stuff from that premium currency. I mean, all there really is, you're just getting characters. You're not getting anything else. And in many other gacha games, there's yes, there's the stamina stuff. There is you could refill stamina with premium currency. You could refill your wings with premium currency. Yeah. But there wasn't really much after that. And there's a level of, if I were to compare with Grand Blue Fantasy, Grand Blue Fantasy had there was a lot you could do, a lot you could unlock, a lot of ways you could boost up your character to the point where it was just overwhelming. It's not that good either, but let's set that aside. Proposing currency in the Moon Day. I mean, it's not something that's brag-worthy. I wouldn't say that's something brag-worthy, to be honest, but that's people being fucking stupid. What else? But yeah, the only prime use of your premium currency was to summon characters, and that's not much to go by. You could go free to play. You easily could go free to play after you get the characters that you need, because it really just comes down to skill. That there's in one sense there's nothing wrong with that, because that means that you can't fucking whale your game, whale your way to a win. Especially since there was no PvP of any kind here, which is always nice, but let's set that aside. So it was a little bit. So it was the weapon grind. It was what you got out of your character once you got it. It was the premium price for premium currency, and the lack of what you could do with the currency. Aside from getting ahead in the game, and yes, you could have. Yes, you certainly use that certainly use that currency to, refill your stamina, refill your wings, get more skip tickets, yada yada yada. That's fine. But once you hit the end game, once you hit the highest point you could go, that drops off completely. All activity just drops off, and that's not good. You want your player base to be able to have a lot of stuff to do beyond that point. Give them a reason. Once they hit the end game, give them a reason. Because of course you're going to have players in your player base that are fucking elite, that are pro. You can't just cater to, you know, the lowest common denominator here. And to that end, they did try to do that, but there was a bit of consequence behind that too. Okay, what else can I fault Cygames for? Let's see. Ooh, I'll take that weapon, thank you. I should probably look at whatever weapons is better here. Let's see, because this is a weak ass weapon. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. So, let's see, what else can I fault Cygames here with? Now, you know how much I love the story. A ton. But that doesn't mean that but just because I love the story doesn't mean that I cannot criticize it. Because there is a fair amount of criticism when it comes to the game's story. If there is any trope that gets fucking annoying after a while, it's how dumb the prince gets. And how idiotic the prince gets from time to time. Yes, there is a bit of... Yes, you could do that if it's for a comedic effect or whatever. But I feel like, you know... You feel like, you know, you see that the prince would stick to his ideals, and then suddenly, boom, he does something completely different, then you're just like, what the fuck? Alright, well, if that's the case, then he should pay the price for that. No, that doesn't really happen. When we go back to, you know, the first arc, with Morisardi, whatever, when he was still possessing Zathia. Like, there was a long build up towards eventually facing him. And we had a first anniversary where we were warned the prince might do something fucking stupid, and it will result in a kind of world like that. And guess what? Okay, and yes, his memory was indeed wiped from that particular event. But he was given fair warnings past that. That you should not give in to Morisardi just because it's fucking Zathia that's in danger here. And you know what he did? He got fucked. And you know what he did? Yeah, chapter 14 says hi. Yeah, and you know what he fucking did? He fucking went with it. Because I must sacrifice. And of course his friends were pissed. Of course his friends would distrust him. But it felt like the story didn't go far enough with that. And that fucking annoys me to no end. The only exception to this is Ellen, in which I criticize her even harder. Because, yeah, she had her doubts after that, which is fine. But she also shirked from her duty despite her idiotic stupidity. And I cannot let that go, because that was just... It felt like a character flaw that she didn't fix. Yeah, it was just so dumb. Also, what the hell? Oh, wait. There you go. I need that. Thank you. So, and then there's the parts and then once the prince, you know, started maturing a little bit, you would think that with that kind of maturity would come wisdom. But he seems to revert to, like, I must sacrifice myself mode quite a lot. He didn't fucking learn his lesson. And it's gotten bad to the point where even Emil had to teach him a lesson. You know you fucked up when even Emil had to teach you a lesson. That says a lot for yes, that says a lot for his growth, character development, which I am all in for. But it came at the expense of the prince being fucking stupid. So, I mean, I guess it goes both ways. It's nice to see Emil getting character development, but you know, at the expense of bad writing on the part of the prince. So, I mean, with the newest chapter, and whatever with the newest event and whatever final chapter stuff we're going to see, maybe he might get redeemed. Who knows? I don't know. But even if you really love the story, at some point there's just some parts about the prince that just hurt you so much. His obsession with his sister just seems like it's not as bad as in the manga, but oh come on, really? Sacrificing your goddamn self to save your sister instead of actually saving goddamn world? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? God damn. Hey, let's see, what else? The nullity. The nullity stuff from the Agado, I think signified like a real turning point of apprehension, of lack of empathy, like more anger towards Cygames than anything else. Which I guess also became a bit of a, Cygames' fault into... Okay. So the characters themselves. It could go so many... There's a lot of angles to go through in terms of characters, so I'll try and not say too much about it. One. When it came to character banners, the real feature was the 5 stars, which, yes. But what Cygames did was release too many 5 stars. Like, the 3 stars, the 4 stars, they never got to shine. Let's be really honest. They never got to shine. It was all about the 5 stars. Yes, that meant more money because you were gunning to them. But what about the free-to-play people? They only had the 3 stars and 4 stars. Then at least make them... They really should have released a lot more 3 stars and 4 stars. And released way less 5 stars. Not just that, but give good reasons to use the 3 stars. Spirals were a good direction. Unfortunately, they didn't do enough with those spirals. I felt like they didn't do enough with those spirals. Yes, of course. You shouldn't diminish the usefulness of 5 stars, but come on. We know what they were trying to do with the spirals, and they didn't deliver enough. Worm Prince in the Sun says hi. Oh yeah. That's another thing that we... There's that part too. That was a travesty, just having Worm Prince in the summons. That got changed very quickly, thankfully, which I'm very happy about. That's a change that I don't fault. That's a change that I praise them. Like, yeah, that's one of the very few good things. Yes, and having them as a in the shop, even better. Yeah. Let me see what else. So character designs, in terms of 3 stars and 4 stars, they didn't do enough for them. They didn't give them more worth. The spirals, they didn't think it through hard enough for 3 stars, 4 stars. They diminished so hard in value. Like, the only reason you would still use them is for very unique niche cases in terms of auto. Nothing else. Like, if you were going to any co-op lobby, there's no fucking chance they would want to be in the same room with you if you're heralding mostly 3 or 4 star characters. Even if they were upgraded, it didn't matter. They still sucked. So yes, there's that. There's also the fact that the other thing is how reliant we got in terms of buffs, which became twofold. Buffs is nice, no, without a doubt. Buffs is nice, and it helps a lot. But we also, the player base, got to exploit this with certain characters that relied on, the number of buffs that you have means more power, which played way well into the hands of Karina. Very, very well in terms of Karina. And you know what they do? So so side games made it a little bit too easy in terms of buffs and how it's synchronized with everything else. Maybe that could have been changed around, or maybe that could have been, maybe the benefits should have been lessened. But you know what they tried to do to try and fix that? No, but we already were way too far gone. So the only way they had to fix it was with CON, the nullity shit. And that, I guess, that pretty much killed a good portion of the fan base. Because they relied on buffs so much that now it's just freaking dead in the water. And okay, maybe maybe the nullity would have been fine if it only hampered some buffs. But it hampered everything, and it was so stupid. Its implementation is just mind-bogglingly bad. That for a good long time, I mean, maybe it was a challenge for the pro players, but not for anyone else. It was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. No one wanted to play Aga. Nobody. Except pro players. And it sucked. And yes, we've gotten fixes for that since then, but goodness gracious, that was just horrible. So our reliance on buffs and stuff, yeah, that was pretty bad. And I think another nail in the coffin is Grace. Grace was everywhere. Because of her ability to basically... She basically became a portable team magic guard. What am I talking about here? This goes back in my experience with Maple Story, in which it's a magic guard is a buff in which when you take damage from your MP takes damage before your HP. which is infinitely useful since if you play as a mage, you have way more MP than HP, so it's very, very useful. But with Grace here, all you need to do is sacrifice part of your HP and give everyone a freaking insanely good shield. And people relied on that shield so hard, even if she was bad at the element that she was handling at that particular point in time. So they tried to kill her potential with later stages. And then let's not forget about the whole Gala fiasco with crap, I can't even remember her name now. That's adventurers. Yeah, Gala Cleo. Like, for goodness sakes, Cygames for a time made Gala Cleo too good from the start. And because she was too good from the start, no one wanted to have her nerfed. And it was to the point where she was around for one of the most annoying fights. And actually, no, not just one of the most annoying fights. That's High Jupiter. But she was useful in so much other content because of how much of a power boost she provides and how much of a fucking nuke she issues to the team. It was so those two particular characters, Gala Cleo and Grace, they were too good. People relied on them too much, and Cygames had to try and find a way to fix that. And honestly, they failed. They failed really hard. I'm not saying that nerfs should have been the answer, hardly, because that never sits well with the player base. Uh-oh. I think I actually need to pay attention now. Oh no, I need to pay attention. Okay, I actually need to pay attention here. Sorry guys. Give me a moment. Okay, is there another fucking healer around here? Okay, these axemen suck. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Sorry, I had to actually pay attention there. And what did I get? Don't care about that. Ooh. Not a really great thing here, but certainly better than this. Okay. That's a lot better. Okay, next floor. So, characters designs, yeah. They didn't do enough for certain characters, they did too much for certain characters, and things got ridiculous. The more time has went on, it became more ridiculous to the point where it was just unreasonable. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Let's see, what else can I think of here? Nope. What else? Okay. I'm sure there was other things I could fault side games on, but I can't think of any. So I might as well go to the very last bit, you know, where I also have to blame. And that's the player base itself. Let's be honest here. Yes, a part of it is the side games, but that's more along the lines of we screwed up. Also, this is not good. This is actually bad. Uh-oh. Okay, I'd rather equip that. Ah, stop dying, what the fuck? Alright. Retry. Now, why do I say that we have part to blame? Okay, remember when I said that side games were a little bit too generous? In a way, we got too spoiled by that. So when things finally settled down, we didn't accept it. We didn't take it very well. We honestly didn't take it very well. And of course, yeah. And of course, you know, people are so used to that. Decide, oh, it's not worth it anymore, so I'm not gonna play the game anymore. Another thing is, it sort of also goes back to 5 stars. I mean, you know, there were just too many 5 stars, and some of them were more worth it than others. But it really more comes down to skill, and that there was some nasty elitism into this game. When it came to the high dragons, when it came to the Agito, it was such a turnoff. Oh yeah, I probably should also blame side games for the fucking fiasco that is the time attack. That was bullshit too. That was absolutely bullshit, and you can't... That was absolutely bullshit as well. I mean, all in all, there was a certain bit of elitism in the game. That, you know, if you weren't good enough, like, you had to be good enough. You had to be speedy enough. You had to do enough damage to skip certain parts of the lot. This game was supposed to be simple in a way, and it became so fucking technical towards, like, you know, with the end game stuff, which is okay, fine, but there should have been a lot more mercy in terms of, you know, those who aren't used to playing with them. And there was a bit of elitism, and unfortunately, I was the victim of this. Me and my girlfriend were victims of this live on stream, to the point where there, at one point, after a certain bit, my girlfriend just, she was pissed off at me for being too much into the, you know, you gotta do this, gotta do that. And she was so turned off by the game, she never wanted to play co-op ever again. So, like, in a way, you know, that really... It was just fucking terrible. How many people, like, just give... Like, there was a nasty divide between people that really want to go all hardcore and those that didn't, that just wanted to play the game, just wanted to fucking farm materials and stuff. That's not what happened. Also, I need to hydrate. Give me a second. That's another way to blink the player base die. And you know, while side games tried to do their best to address this, once the timing attack became a thing, it was just dead in the water. That just signified like that something died inside it. A little part of myself died with this game. It didn't stop me from playing, but boy oh boy did I like I had a really different negative view of the community that I still harbor to this very day. It was just that bad. And part of the reason why I hate time attacks from now on. I've always hated it when it was first implemented, and I've never forgiven the side games or the player base since for what has happened since that first time attack. It was just bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Let me see, what else? And yeah, it's basically the elitism and how we were way too spoiled and tried to expect something different. With you know, how with summoning mechanics, it was just a shit show. So I don't know. There's just there's so much to love about. There's a lot of things to love about this game. The story, some of the mechanics are good in this game, and some of the characters are fun to play. But at the end of the day, there was so many things that have gone wrong that we've gotten to this point where Nintendo decided to pull the plug. And that was just... You know, most of the blame still lies on Nintendo, most of all. But there's a lot of things that side games could have done better. There's a lot of things that we, the community, could have done a lot better, too. And that's how we got to this point where, you know, now it's a little too late. There's nothing else that can be done. And it's not like we didn't see this coming. Far from it, no. Like, again, you know, who brought it up? Kavester? He brought it up that starting, I guess, they started cutting back on stuff. You know, they went so fucking hard on, you know, adding characters and stuff, and then suddenly started to slow that down, mainly because they were just doing too much of it, and mainly because of COVID. But then there was also, but then they announced, like, okay, now we're going to slow down story editions, and so that you won't get, so that now you're not going to get as much juicy story bits now, as opposed to you know, the next time we do content releases. So that's also went out the window. And then suddenly, oh, we're starting to slow down a little bit more, and we're not going to do as much events. Oh yeah, the event variation could have been. We could have had a lot more variation in terms of events. You know, a way more variation, honestly, because doing the same events over and over and over is not that kind of exciting, unless you actually paid attention to the story, which I did. But for a good amount of people that didn't care about the story, which is unfortunate, but for those that didn't care, it was like they were playing the same events over and over and over, which was not fun. Okay. So, they were cutting down on that too, which was a sign. And then probably within the start of March, when we didn't hear anything regarding the Dragalia Digest, that was a very nasty sign. And then we heard, like a few weeks, like 1 or 2 weeks before the announcement, there was also a tweet by the English voice actor for Not, where it was a very cryptic tweet where she said, "I love Not, that is all." So what we could surmise was that Nintendo informed everyone that they were going to cut service. They were going to cut service. I'm pretty sure probably before March 1st, that's probably when Nintendo made the decision. And then around a few weeks afterwards, Dragalia staff started informing all of the VAs and staff that this is happening. And Not's VA was the first to really give us an ominous sign that was happening. That was foreshadowing. So, and then once the announcement came, everyone started speaking about it. And then a few days ago, we had the final episode of Radio Garden. That's right. The Radio Garden thing was still going on. And pretty sure that even at that point, the guests were drying up. There wasn't that much opportunities. It was the same content over and over and over. And now, now the Japanese Radio Garden thing is now over as well. So, yeah, it is just majorly sad. I really, there's just so much like blame to go around, but there's also so much love as well. And I'm going to miss this game when this game when this game shuts down. I'm really going to miss it. But, a lot of the reasons why I stream is so that a lot of the stuff that I do gets preserved. So, if anything, yeah, I still have all my VODs, so that I'll be able to go back to whenever. So that's cool. So, yeah. It just sucks. It really does suck. But like I said, the game is not done yet. It's not ending quite yet. We still have April, May, June, July, and then a little bit of time after that. And until this game shuts down, I am going to keep on streaming this game. There's still a lot to go through in this game. And then once this game does shut down, I'm still going to be streaming shit, I still have a lot of plans that I want to do in the future, and I definitely try my best to make it happen. So, for all of you who've been around since the very beginning when I started streaming Dragalia, I hope you'll still keep watching me, beyond that point. Because, I still love me a good story, and I'll still be reacting it the same way like I've always reacted to Dragalia stories. So, yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts. It's really sad, really unfortunate, but, gotta move on and keep trucking on. That's all. So, I know I didn't progress that much with Kaleidoscape because I was just doing auto and stuff, my bad. And I'm starting to realize that Ellie may not be the best character, but I gotta try and persevere somehow. So I will be doing some shenanigans on the new banner at some point. Don't you worry about that. It's probably going to be a video. But certainly, Friday, I will definitely put my focus on the new event that's new raid event that's going on. So, do look forward to that. And then, after that, I gotta continue on with Kirby, because Kirby is such a fun game, and I want to keep going with that game. So, yeah. And, the tax season thing is, the deadline was extended this year, so I'll actually have time sometime in April to get back into way more streaming, so do look forward to that as well. That's about it for me for tonight. Thank you all of you for watching in and for listening to me rant. I don't rant. I don't like to do that kind of thing very often, but some things just need to be said, And maybe I wasn't very coherent either, but I think you get the point I'm trying to come across here. Anywho, yeah, thank you very much. And again, I hope you stick around, keep watching my streams even after Dragalia shuts down, because still got a lot of stuff to do. Anyway, new raid event Friday, more Kirby next week and in the future, and so on and so forth. Thank you for watching. This has been iamflip, and I'll see you guys next time, whatever that may be. Until then, do follow my stuff, and I'll be back. So long.